Good Saturday morning, everybody. It is October the 4th. It is about 7:20 in the morning. The sun is just getting ready to come up, and we're going on a ride. So, tell you what, we don't really know what today holds as far as everything we're going to do. This is just a day trip. We're not overnighting. So we are going to be back home, but we're going to head west today up Interstate 40 towards the Smokies. And this is 8 days after Hurricane Helene blew through that area. Our area too, but much worse that way. And just to be honest with you, it's been kind of hard to sit at home all week and not ride up to either Boone, which is right above us, which is also very hard hit, or over that way, just to kind of get it in our mind what those people are going through. So the road to Boone from our house did open back up this week. People that I know have been going back and forth taking supplies up there. And also part of Interstate 40 is open back up as far as Asheville. Asheville was one of the hardest hit places in North Carolina. Some areas of East Tennessee were also equally hard hit. But Asheville was pretty much, last week all roads in western North Carolina were being advertised as closed.
Yes.
So that is not the case now. Asheville is, I'm sure, still in bad shape. But
yeah,
it's accessible is what I'm getting at. What we were hearing last week was Asheville is cut off from the outside world.
And I think a lot of the side roads, I've been keeping track of a website called drivenc.gov, and it shows western North Carolina, the roads that are open, the ones that are partially open, and it, on most of them, not all, will give you the reason why they're closed or the lanes are closed, whether it's a mudslide, bridge out, road gone, whatever. So we've been following that closely.
Yeah. And one thing, if you go to the, what is that, the ncdot.gov, is that where you're getting the...
It's just called NC Drive. It's basically for the whole state. And it's not, you can do the Hurricane Helene filter, and it's going to tell you, where that damage was.
But one thing they're saying is, there are some roads that may be closed that are not listed because some places still don't have power and internet to report. In fact, in our church has kind of got people that come from a lot of different directions. We drive 25 minutes west to get there. We have people that live on over towards Asheville in the town of Marion. A lot of those people come to our church, and they're still without power. Our pastor still doesn't have power at his house. Still doesn't.
There's a couple that lives in Burnsville. I believe they drive a long way.
Up the mountain, yeah.
They can't get out. They finally got out walking to get signal to call our pastor and was telling him about it. But they're really bad off. Yeah.
So we're going to ride over that way today. We know we can get to Asheville. Interstate 40 up close to the Tennessee state line is part of it's gone. Right now the projected date for it to reopen is almost a year away, September of 2025.
And then the parts of I-26 sometime in 25 as well, but that bridge is gone.
Yeah, so from Asheville, whether you go up 26 or 40, you're going to encounter delays. But we usually go one of two ways when we go to the Gatlinburg. We normally prefer to go across the national park through Maggie Valley and Cherokee. We think we're going to be able to do that one now. The National Park Road has reopened. But the other alternative route, like when the higher elevations of the Smokies, in the wintertime especially, that road's often closed because of snow. So we have to go Interstate 40 into Tennessee, Foothills Parkway. But that's not going to be an option for at least a year. And probably longer. I mean, government efficiency and all that. So we're going to try today, we're going to try to see if we can get into the Smokies, mainly because this is the time of year we like to give you fall leaf reports every weekend. So we do know there's some color change in the upper altitudes of the Smokies. So we're going to try to at least drive to the parking lot of what is now Kewohee, formerly known as, we've done videos there, Klingman's Dome. The name has been changed to the Native American Cherokee Indian name, Kewohee. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you something. We don't talk politics a lot on our page. I think pretty much all y'all know which way we lean.
You can figure it out
Yep.
if you watch us.
We're pro-life. We don't vote for anybody who isn't, and no Christian should. So that's an easy one for us because we believe the Bible. But let's move away from that. People are demanding that history be erased rather than learned from. I'm not in favor of changing names because the guy it's named after did something wrong. Probably everybody who's got anything named after him did something wrong. But in this case, I don't have a problem with this one because Kuohi actually was, that was Cherokee land. And that was the original name of it. So this is not a politically correct name change. This is a return to its original name. I think it kind of sounds neat.
I like it too.
So this is one I have zero problem with. So anyway, we're going to go up, hopefully. I'm not promising. We're going to hopefully drive up there because there's some color change up there and we want to show it to you. We're sorry about that. The camera mount failed. So anyway, we've got it turned around now. We're on Interstate 40. We just passed one section of a lot of trees that had fallen, but if you'll kind of look over here on the sides, you're going to see trees laying.
And you're going to see a lot of vehicles passing us, like that one there with a little bobcat. There was some line trucks in front of us. There's a dump truck up here. I saw another truck that said storm services. They're all heading west. Oh,
Yeah.
what the hell.
Just kind of noticed some of the trees falling. This is only about 12 miles from our house. We haven't even reached our church yet. This is the way we go to church every Sunday. And there's a lot more trees falling here than even what we had. But we're going to just be showing you bits and pieces along the way. What I was saying, though, before the camera fell, is please do something. This is a time that, you know, mountain people have always been strong. They take care of each other. There's another bunch of trees laying on the side of the road. We are now at the exit where our church is. It's actually to the left. I don't think you're going to be able to see it. So as you can see, it's a very foggy morning, but we're currently past Morganton, getting almost to Marion here in just a few minutes. We're going to gas up because I understand there's a gas shortage the further west you go as well. But yeah, I know we're talking a lot this morning. We're on the road, not much else to do. So, but yeah, just please, I don't remember the last thing I said, the camera has fallen twice now. So we obviously are in need of a new dash mount.
Yeah.
So, but please do give. Oh, I know what I was saying now. We had no idea until we got back to our room. When we were in Mount Airy, we could get like text messages would come in, and there was a couple of spots where we could make a phone call. And my dad actually called me, I guess early afternoon, and just told me it was rainy and windy back home. And we knew that. We did not know that it was knocking trees over and flooding towns and washing them. We didn't know that until Friday night. So anyhow, I want to make that clear. It's not like we were just trying to go off and have fun while other people were suffering. We had no idea what was coming. I don't think a lot of people did. People knew there was a possibility of flooding, but we get alerts like that how many times a year?
Yeah, and basically we were told in Caldwell County, you know, power could go out for 3 days, have enough food, water, and medicine for 3 days.
Yeah, and our power didn't go out for 3 days.
But yeah, there's still some people without power.
There are still some people west of us without it. So anyway, we'll show you more to come. Okay, so the fog has lifted. I'm not seeing as much damage right here as I thought I would. There was a lot more back towards Morgan, but you're starting to see the mountains coming into view, and just from a distance, you can't tell anything was wrong. But
there goes a line truck to go restore somebody's power.
So I really hope people get their power back on soon. I know people that are taking cold showers right now, including our son and his wife, as of 2 nights ago.
Yeah. That truck's got a pallet of water, and he's got him a 4-wheeler, so you know he's going to assist.
And that's very encouraging too. We are seeing a lot of trucks towing trailers.
There's Asplin.
One of them was advertising taking supplies to Swannanoa, which is next to Black Mountain, another area that was just so heavily hit.
They were hit bad.
So we are now 11 miles from Marion and 45 from Asheville.
drive, and on the other side of them are so many line trucks. It's just amazing.
Okay, so we're just passing through the town of Old Fort, North Carolina now. This is where you begin your ascent across the mountain into Black Mountain and Asheville. This road, I think it's just open one lane each way now. It was a 3-lane road each way. There was actually a major mudslide here from the hurricane. In fact, there's a video on YouTube you can look up where a Virginia couple just narrowly missed the mudslide, and it actually shows the mudslide right behind them as they passed by. I guess they had a dash cam that was facing the rear.
That creek there, you can see the damage that they pushed up on the side of the railing over there. I'm sure you just passed that.
Yeah, so we're getting ready after this exit to ascend the mountain now over to Black Mountain, and I think this is where we're really going to see the impact of this storm. So my understanding is that it's going to be, you said, 1 lane each direction.
That's what, from the website I saw yesterday, yes.
I'm going to leave the camera on this section because I'm not really sure what we're going to see. So
a lot of Duke Energy trucks heading that way.
Oh yeah, we have seen more line trucks and just people with loaded down with cases of water.
Backhoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just going to do what they can to help.
So you can see a lot of mud still right here on the road, but I think where that mudslide occurred is actually up here at the top at the Eastern Continental Divide area. They were actually headed back in the opposite direction that we're going. But as you can see, we start ascending up the mountain here. Trying to zoom up a little bit. Looks like a lot of trash along the side of the road. You can definitely see this was just covered in...
I guess from the mudslide that the rainwater just pushed it down.
Yeah, obviously. We actually saw a truck like that a little bit ago, I guess carrying water. It said potable water on it. I tell you, your life depends on water,
Oh, yeah.
and there are people up here that just don't have access to water. It's
Clean
become
water.
contaminated or... And when we filled up back there in Marion, you said that for a case of water now back there was $8.
$8.19. It was Deer Park. It was a name brand, but I still think it's too expensive. And then a gallon was, what I said, $3.19 or $3.60, $3.69. Yeah, for a gallon. I mean, name brand, but still, that's too much. I guess everybody's.
I think this is where it must narrow, yeah, because I'm seeing brake lights, so. This is the part of Interstate 40 that at the crest up here is where the Eastern Continental Divide is, which means all the rivers on this side of it flow to the Atlantic, all the rivers on the other side of it flow into the Gulf. So yeah, it's starting to narrow down now. It looks like they've done a really good job of cleanup right here, though. I mean, we're still seeing the mud, but I was expecting piled up trees and everything else. So we got a flatbed here. It's got two vehicles and then a side by side on the back, and they're covered with mud. So I guess they're going to be. Yeah, they're going to be going to some areas, I guess, that
can't get with a normal vehicle.
Right. We always growing up called this 4 Mile Mountain. I don't know. That's just what I heard my dad call it. I don't know why, because it's actually 6 miles down here. So the 6 Mile Mountain don't sound right. So I think they call it Old Fort Mountain. It basically, you have to cross this to get from Old Fort over to Black Mountain, Swannanoa area. So we're nearing the top. We were wrong. It's not one lane each way, it's 2 lanes each way. Right here, somewhere in this area is where that mudslide occurred, except on the other side of the road. We are at the Continental Divide now,
right
the
there.
crest. Yeah, right over there to the right, if you can see that.
Oh wow, it goes up high.
Yeah, wow. So there is a video on YouTube of that. It's a Virginia couple, and it literally, right as they were going by, it kind of hit the back of their car even.
Yeah, it did.
But thank God they were not hurt. So now we're descending back down into Black Mountain and Swannanoa. And we're going to get off the Black Mountain exit here.
Are they letting me?
Yeah, I'm not sure if we are or not, actually.
You want me to?
Yeah, I guess so. He's not got it blocked or anything. So we're actually wanting to check out a Mexican restaurant that we really like. See how it looks there. We're back in a fog bank again. Yeah, so this is, we want to check on this little place. This is a great little Mexican restaurant. You can dine right on the creek, and you can just see they got it blocked off here.
We were wanting to come up here and do a review.
We were literally talking about it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
About coming up here and doing a thing at Black Mountain, but I'll show you this car here once we get turned around. I don't know if that car was just washed over into that. I don't know how that would happen. They literally stopped just short of that pole.
It's got mud all over it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So not really sure what happened there, but doesn't look good right through here. This is right at the edge of the Black Mountain city limits.
Should I go back that way?
Yeah, turn right and right through town. So we're riding through the town of Black Mountain, which is a neat little town in and of itself. Got a neat little downtown area. We're going to go ahead and head back out to Interstate 40. Since it's still early, it's kind of hard to tell which businesses are able to open and which ones are not, because a lot of them haven't opened yet. But we're seeing a lot of fenced up areas. I mean, literally, you're just seeing mud all over the sidewalks and streets.
Yes.
So looks like it was really bad. A lot of downed trees right here.
And you can tell they've cut back a lot too. That was laying on the guardrails.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the interstate. You can tell it was just covered with water and mud. It looks like this area right here was especially hard hit. Around mile marker 48 and 49. One thing we're seeing a lot of, well, I won't say a lot, but a couple times, is like in the last mile or two, I've seen 2 chairs, just like out of somebody's living room.
Furniture.
Yeah, right on the side of the road by the railing. I'm just kind of wondering how that, because there's not really a lot of houses right here. We're kind of wondering how that happened, but I've seen a couple of examples of that. So next exit here, we're going to pull off at the farmer's market and just kind of see what it looks like there. That's a place we've been to a lot of times.
Yeah, oh yes.
It's the Asheville Farmer's Market. We're getting ready to cross the French Broad River, so I'm kind of curious. Now, pretty much every tree along it's down, most of them, but I mean the water level has gone back down. Obviously it was over the interstate, I guess, at one point, but oh, that road down there looks terrible. That road down there is just
right
red.
Beside a river.
Yeah,
too.
it was. Right.
You know,
it was just red with dirt on it. So one thing we had a question about here at the farmer's market is the Moose Cafe. We're hoping it survived. A good little place that serves country cooking, and
it's open.
they're open for business and looks like they're doing good.
It's good.
The sign on it says now open, so apparently they did close down. Looks like the farmer's market. It's good to see a lot of these places back up and running, but folks, they're still not out of the woods. They still need help here. Okay, so we are on the west side of Asheville now, still on Interstate 40, so we can confirm for a fact that Interstate 40 is open from our area to Asheville and points beyond. Obviously not up near the Tennessee border, but we had no difficulty at all getting to Asheville today.
No.
So we've got somebody who still comments that Asheville is inaccessible. That is no longer the case. It was the case, but it's not the case now. We do see substantial damage though. So thankfully the waters appear to have receded. We're seeing a lot of roads that were obviously covered by the water. So
and the river banks, you can tell where it was risen, what, 5 feet up the side.
Yeah, easily. So we just stopped off at the farmer's market. We're talking to one of the vendors there, and this town did get hit very hard. So we still want to encourage you to please give and help out with that relief effort. The need is not over. Just because the waters have receded, there are still people without power, without water.
Yeah, he was without power, without water yet.
And people have still lost their homes. So don't forget these people. Don't forget what happened here.
Yeah, farmers market's open for business, and you know, they need us right now to come up and support them.
Right. Okay, so coming up on exit 27 now off of Interstate 40, we have been able to go from our house to this point. I think from exit 20 onto the Tennessee border is where Interstate 40 is totally inaccessible.
Yeah, there's been signs all up through there that it closes at 20 or exit 20.
Yeah. So right here, this is the exit we would get off anyway to cross the national park into Gatlinburg. We're not going all the way to Gatlinburg today. We know we can do that. Normally from here, we would get off exit 27 and take a ride on the Highway 19 into Maggie Valley and across Soco Gap down into Cherokee. We do understand by what we're seeing online that that part of 19 from Maggie Valley down into Cherokee still may be closed. In which case, we're going to have to continue on 74 west to Cherokee. But we're going to find that out. We're going to drive up to the top of Soco Gap and just see what the situation is, or at least drive up as far as we can. We may not even be able to go that far. But it's very encouraging to see all of the trucks and people out bringing supplies in.
Yeah, going to help those in need.
A lot of that, so that's a great thing. So we are off of the interstate now, but we were able to drive it from our house to exit 27. And then, of course, if you're going to Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, this is the route you will need to go for at least the next year if you're coming from the east. Coming up into Maggie Valley now, and haven't really seen a lot of destruction right here. Just a couple of places where there was a mudslide that's been cleared and the road was still kind of muddy, but looking pretty decent right through here. little fall setup over there on the right. Don't know if I got that or not. So welcome to Maggie Valley. One of the prettier places in our state.
Oh yeah, we love it here.
Right here in the shadows of the Great Smoky Mountains. A lot of times we come up, you know, just from the house. It's a little bit over an hour and a half drive. Just kind of come up for the night and spend the day. A nice little getaway. It's more laid back than the Tennessee side of the Smokies is.
Yes, it is.
Well, there's Townsend over there, but I mean, as far as, you know, the big ones, Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. Okay, so we're actually coming into the main part of Maggie Valley now. Just starting to see the first signs of fall color change, especially up on the ridges up there. First weekend in October. So here's Maggie Mountain Crafts on the right. Now, what were you saying about that
I had
place?
saw on Facebook, they're burning all their trees that fell, about people coming and helping her restore her fall decorations, which it looks like, you know, she's got not. I like all those fall pumpkin
Yeah, it looks
things.
like there was some flooding in that parking lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
But this is just a really beautiful area of our state. And again, these are tourism areas. They do depend on tourist dollars for their economy. So we've had no trouble getting here today. I'm kind of nervous about this video, to be honest with you, because the signs we're seeing along the interstate are still saying only essential traffic to these areas. At the same time, the towns are saying, please come and support us. So everybody can use their own discretion on that. But we've seen several relief vehicles today. That's very heartening to see. Traffic moved at a good rate. None of them were being hindered in any way.
No, yeah. That's true. They could go as they needed to.
But you can see the roads here obviously were covered in water. But many of the businesses are opening back up and needing people to come and support them. Free water right there at the stomping grounds.
Oh, yeah. I mean, some of the motels, you know, I'm seeing cars in them, so, you know, you know they're open. Looks like Pop's Place, Grits and Eggs. They're open, their signs on. Somebody was in the parking lot.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any.
There must be some relief area that people set up for
some tents
donations.
set up over there with some water underneath it. But yeah, it looks like things are opening here. It's right at 10 o'clock. I think a lot of things will be opening around 10, but we didn't know what we were going to see this morning, to be honest with you. Obviously, the worst part that we've come through was around Asheville and Black Mountain. You can really see where those areas were very hard hit, and Maggie Valley was very hard hit.
And I don't know where at, but I did see, like I said, on their Facebook pages, a lot of the bridges going over the creeks and rivers were washed out, but I couldn't tell you the names of any of them. I've not seen any signs, so maybe further off the road.
Yeah. Well, Jonathan Creek sits right down there to the right of this road that we're on, and I'm sure it overflowed.
There was a sign there, I didn't even see what it is. It was flashing, but I couldn't read it because of the sun glare on it.
It might have been about Soco Road, because right now we're fixing to leave Maggie Valley, and we are going to head up towards Soco Gap. We did a snow drive up there last winter, and this is the part of the road that we are understanding may still be closed, so we're going to see what the situation there is so that we can provide that information to you.
Joey's Pancakes is open.
Yes, that's good to see. That's one of the premier breakfast places here in town.
So good.
Yeah, and there's other good ones too. We don't want to overlook them. What's the one, Country Vittles?
Country Vittles, I think that was open back there.
Yeah, that's a good little place to eat. They're all you can eat, if I'm not, or they used to be.
They used to be. I don't know if they still are, but yeah, they used to be.
So we're not sure how much further we're going to be able to go. But we're going to see. Ghost Town in the Sky on the right, theme park that's been out of business now for several years. That's where you rode your first roller coaster.
My first roller coaster, yeah. You took me.
Yep. this is where we think we might run into a road closure. This is the road from Maggie Valley to Cherokee. There is another way. We think we're probably going to end up having to take it, but we're going to find out. Okay, so 19 is still open to local traffic at least. But I think up here towards the intersection of the Blue Ridge Parkway is where they may not let us go any further. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing some fall coming in.
Yes.
Just starting. Nowhere's near peak yet. But as we mentioned last year, and we'll mention again this year, a lot of people who are not from here do not understand how elevation factors into fall colors. Especially if they're from a flat area without a lot of elevation difference. People are all the time posting or asking, have the leaves changed, or when will the leaves change? And again, that depends on where you are. This is first weekend of October. Higher up, there is already some color change happening. Then it's going to move down a little bit lower next weekend, and then the weekend after that, and finally about the last weekend of October, roughly, is when it's going to peak down in the valley, those areas of, Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, Cherokee. But you'll find good color pretty much any weekend in October. You just may have to climb a little to get it. But I'm definitely seeing it on that hillside coming up straight ahead of us. So we're currently at an elevation of just about 4,000 feet above sea level. And you're seeing a lot of green and definitely some yellows and oranges coming in. Some definite color change right here. So we're coming up on the intersection with Soco Gap and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Maybe turning around up here, we're going to find out. By the way, just for winter reference, this is where we come a lot of times, either here or Beach Mountain, for if we know it's snowed in the mountains. You can get high elevation, and even though the parkway will be closed, you can at least get into one of the overlooks, and you can usually enjoy yourself a little snow drive up through here.
Yes, definitely.
So we've done a couple right here. We've done some at Beach Mountain. Obviously, right now, you cannot travel the Blue Ridge Parkway anywhere in the state of North Carolina. So we're about 4,340 feet right here at Soco Gap, and there is some definite, a few days away from peak, but there's some definite color change here. Yellows, I'm seeing a lot of yellow.
A lot of yellows, yes. Sunshine's making it look pretty.
Yeah. So then you start descending. I would have thought we would have been made to turn around.
I didn't even see signs saying that the parkway was closed there, even though there's websites.
Well, I'm sure that once you get on it, there's a barricade.
I'm sure, but you'd think there would have been a sign.
So far, so good. Okay, so we are coming into Cherokee on Highway 19. We did not have to turn around. There wasn't a lot of traffic on that road, but there was no barricades.
No, there was
and
no
it was not washed out anywhere.
There was just a few, not as many as I thought. There were just a few trees that you could tell they cut back. But
Yeah, there were some fallen trees, most definitely. But
so thankfully it wasn't hard hit in that little area.
Yeah, that was one of the roads I was worried about because it's a very narrow, windy mountain road down the mountain. I could have seen it washing out. But, yeah, coming into Cherokee now. The old Santa's Land theme park. I've never been there.
No, but they're open.
Are they open?
I saw someone on the Rudolph roller coaster.
Oh wow.
There's goats.
I see some
there.
white deer out there.
Oh, was that what? I thought it was goats. Maybe it was deer.
Yeah, that was deer, like albino or something. Okay, so we are now in Cherokee at the little park. The Econolucky River is running right through. We wanted to stop here before ending the video because this was also, we saw pictures of this just last week, and this creek was way up. It looks like it's pretty much back to normal now, but this is just a pretty little spot right here with the fall colors starting to come in along the water here. And again, this is the Econolucky River. Okay folks, we've come to the end of this video. We have driven from our house right here to the end of Cherokee, North Carolina. The Cherokee Indian Reservation ends at the sign you see behind us and then begins Great Smoky Mountains National Park. So coming over here, we wanted to show you a little bit of what's happened here in the last week. We did not show you a lot of the damage. There were a lot of areas that just had a lot of downed trees. Here in Cherokee, everything looks fine. You really can't tell anything's ever happened here just from what we've seen.
Just along the main road, and businesses are open. They're waiting for you to come.
Yeah. So again, we want to be cautious because I know what they're telling you, not to travel unless it's essential, but these towns also depend, especially in October, fall leaf season, they depend on tourist dollars to survive. So I'm just giving you our experience. We had no trouble getting over here today. But please do not think this crisis is over for literally thousands and thousands of people in western North Carolina and eastern Tennessee especially, and in northern Georgia. They've lost everything. So we've seen a lot of places we went by today giving out free water and more supply trucks and relief aid trucks that we've ever seen. So please, if you can, if you've still got a roof over your head and you're blessed today, give to those in need, and I believe God will bless you for that. And just remember this area that was so hard hit. We don't get hurricanes in this part of the state, folks. I think that's why it was so much worse than anybody expected. Just hurricanes don't usually come this far inland. This one did. So please remember those people and give as much as you can. So thank you for watching, and God bless.